this morning. I'm here with Cinnamon Love. She's doing the breathing meditation practices with us and seeing where it can take her. And going through life transitions can be challenging, that's for sure. Like, we're challenged by this society and this world. It's an intense place. It's got a lot of agitation and expectations and a lot of intense programming through hypnotic messages where we get to feel, get messages from companies and organizations and news and everybody that wants to make us feel like we're lesser than and not good enough. And that's why we're here for our daily morning ritual. The daily morning ritual is really about coming back into our center, into our core, into our letting go of a lot of that anguish. Our breathing techniques are for letting go of that anxiety and fear at a very deep and neurological level. Through the breathing techniques that have been researched now. They're ancient traditions that have been known by the yogis for thousands of years and been done for thousands of years, but now through scientific methodology and through very diligent people like Wim Hof, who are actually going through the tests and seeing what the power of intention can do, that creating very powerful effects. And so Wim Hof for being the experimenter and then taking other people through the experiments, and I really respect that and really admire that. So we continue with the experiments and spread the love with as many people as we can, and that's why we're here. And that's why we get up every morning and do our morning daily ritual. So thank you again for being you and for doing the best that you can, and especially for putting, as they say, putting your ass in the chair so that you can create the transformation that you so desire, and you're willing to put in the effort for it. So, and honor Cinnamon for putting in the effort, for coming and sitting with us this morning. And so, if you haven't already, you've got your water, 5 glasses every morning, flushes out the digestion, rehydrates from the night. If you've got a little bit of a headache in the morning, drinking a lot of water can help a lot. I don't drink alcohol, but I used to get like bad hangovers, and water would always help a lot. It's just drinking enough. But sometimes we get headaches for other reasons, and hydration usually helps that too. If you saw my Instagram post last night, I was out on the beach in Venice, and through magic, like tons of friends showed up, and it was really, really magical kind of moments of just all these beautiful synchronicities. And it was like the positive mental energy that gets put out is received by others, and then they feel it, and then they call, and that's what happened. Seems like over and over again, more and more as I go into these practices, that when I think of somebody, or I'm in a very loving, open space, other people can feel those thoughts, and that's true for anybody. And I only relate it not because I'm special, but really only relating it to let you know that that's possible for everybody. It's possible for you to be in that state of really just being open to whatever is happening, and that there's actually magic happening at all times. And it's one of those things where it's like I'm surprised but then I'm delighted, but then like, why am I surprised? Because it's happening all the time. It's like, so it's, but I still delight in it, and I still love to see the power of the connection that we have in consciousness, the power that we are transmitting our thoughts, that we are transmitting our thoughts when they're coming from the heart. And the more that we can be in that space of loving openness and acceptance, and in some senses, it is surrender to what is happening. Just like a cold shower is surrender to what is happening, and just being present and being conscious of it and not letting the intensity of it make us run away in fear or desire for comfort, that we move through it. And there really are no obstacles. And that sounds like a weird concept, I know, to kind of the logical mind. Um, but that's what I'm finding to be true. So let's start our day. Thank you for being here. Let's start our day with a beautiful reading. And before I do that, I just want to make sure my chat window is open. If anybody wants to say something or ask a question or say hi. Hi to the gentleman from the other day who connected in from Mongolia. Mongolia showed up like 4 times that day, including your connection. So I'm curious. But Mongolia is a very deep and beautiful place. And someday when I come visit Mongolia, I will come visit you. And I'm sure there's a magical connection there. So as you know, I love reading for us the I Ching, Brian Brown Walker's Book of Changes. I recommend everybody pick up a copy on the App Store and have it for yourself. May not always be able to, and I don't make any money for suggesting that, but I just find it very valuable. Some days we may not be able to connect at 7 o'clock in the morning, but if you have your I Ching, you can have a bit of wisdom every morning. So we have our 6 coins. So I'm going to tap it twice for me. Cinnamon can tap it twice for her. And then I'll tap it twice for you. 5215. 5215. Ken, mountain over mountain. Keeping still, mountain. Still your emotions through meditation. So these are ancient Taoist teachings that help us reflect upon whatever is happening. This is a message from the universe to us today. Receiving this hexagram is a sign that you need to quiet your emotions so that you can think clearly. To answer the clamorings of the ego with action now is to invite misfortune. The I Ching counsels non-action in the stilling of the emotions through meditation. It is the nature of having a body to have strong feelings and impulses. However, if we allow our thinking to be controlled by them, we cannot act with the gentleness, neutrality, and graceful wisdom of the sage. Instead, we move rashly when we ought to keep still, or we solidify when we ought to remain fluid. Therefore, it is necessary to quiet the body and its inferior elements so that our thoughts and actions may be clear and balanced. 3 things are advised. First, sit quietly in a self-supporting position with your back straight and your eyes closed. Second, observe the flow of your bodily emotions. Do not judge or resist them. The simple practice of watching them come, linger, and go without acting on them allows you to gradually separate them from your thought processes. Third, turn your inner conflicts over to the deity for resolution. The help of the higher power is only made available to those who ask for it in a disciplined way, who make an offering of their stillness and mindfulness. Through meditation, we reduce the influence of the inferior elements and make it possible for the sage to assist us. Keep still as a mountain now, and you will be rewarded with good fortune. And then we receive the sixth line as well, and it says, perseverance in stillness, in both thought and deed, forms a noble heart. The ultimate fruit of a noble heart is complete peace of mind. And then the Wei Wu Wei chain, which is so poetic and beautiful, it says, looking for nothing in particular, wholly without ambition, good-naturedly doing non-doing, you arrive at the center of yourself and find the whole universe waiting there. Wow, that's a profound lesson in meditation. And then our flavor on that message for the day, GN, modesty, earth over mountain. The creative acts to empty what is full and to offer abundance to what is modest. This hexagram suggests that a deepening of one's modesty now is a sure means of improving the situation. There is no power so great as modesty for compelling the assistance of the sage, nor one so hindering as immodesty. Those in high places who retain their modesty are loved by all and continually prosper. Those below who cultivate modesty inevitably rise on the strength of their merits without making enemies along the way. But what does modesty mean? Certainly it entails a refusal to boast or act imperiously with others, even in small ways. But beyond this steadfast humility, it also means that our effort to discern what is right and then do it is constant. We do not work against ourselves, and we do not indulge in doubts about the wisdom of correct conduct. The unwavering commitment to what is correct might be called the modesty before the sage. So there is in modesty a component of non-action, that is, not indulging in arrogant, ego-centered behavior, as well as a component of active effort, looking for opportunities to correct ourselves, to assist justice where there is injustice, to feed where there is hunger, to give solace where there is pain. Finally, and most plainly, modesty means holding to innocence, sincerity, and openness in every situation. To do this is to empty yourself and make room for the blessings of the creative to take root. And then further guidance from the Wei Wu Wei chain. Forget the body, let go of sensations and obsessions and objects. Do non-doing to the point that thoughts cease to arise. Releasing mental constructs and emotional entanglements, you'll begin to flow as a sage. Then let go of that notion on top of everything else. Right? That was definitely the collective message. Beautiful. Well, with that said about meditation, let's go into our meditation. Let's ask, what is my intention for the day? What is my intention for the day? Is it modesty? Is it stillness? Is it letting the emotions that arise to be taken back to the sage, offered up to the sage? So we're going to do 4 minutes meditation and then we'll do our breathing. So again, as instructed, offer up our stillness. If you want to use a mala, let that be the only motion that you have, is just the focus afforded by saying whatever prayer or intention or mantra or affirmation, and then just repeating it and using the beads as a method of focusing on that repetition. Yeah? It's available to us all. So let's enjoy. Go into insight timer if you have an insight timer. When you're not here, you'll be able to do this on your own. And I love doing it with you every morning. So prepare upright, close your eyes, sit in stillness, and come into whatever you feel is your intention for the day. Choose that intention. Feel it in the heart. Feel it in the body. Once you have it, set it as a repetition with your mala or your rosary, or just in your mind, and repeat that over the next 4 minutes. Enjoy. beautiful, beautiful stillness. As I repeat those intentions, it becomes the mind, the unconscious mind that continues to cycle throughout the day. So that is why we do it. All right, so we're going to jump into the Wim Hof breathing. So if you want, pull out your copy of the app if you have the app, and set it up to your retention timer, so that when we do our exhale, that you can time how long you hold it, and just see how you progress. And everything is fine. Just the longer that you can hold it, the deeper that you can go. It's confirmation that you took really deep breaths. And even when it's uncomfortable, to keep holding it for a period of time as long as you can. And it can be a little bit intense, especially towards the end. So be gentle on yourself, do as much as you can, and all will be well. So create some space here for your belly to expand and open up more space for your lungs. If our stomachs are tight and constrained, our diaphragm gets constrained and our breathing becomes very shallow. So if we can open up the space, this down a little bit. If we can open up the space, by moving our organs out of the way of the lungs, and then let our diaphragm push down. Feel the diaphragm. Feel the diaphragm push down. It's actually, I believe somebody said it's the strongest muscle in the body is the diaphragm, which is this muscle that goes between kind of the lungs and the intestines. And by pushing the diaphragm down, it pushes the stomach out, it creates more space for the lungs to expand. And then if you want to exhale and push, you're actually massaging your intestines and giving an internal massage to a big part of our body brain is in our gut. Somebody said 400 million neurons in the gut. Somebody else said 100 million neurons in the heart. And then somebody else said 30 million neurons in the heart. I don't know what the right number is, but for sure there are a lot of neurons in the gut. A smaller fraction than what's up here, but there are also neurons all over the body. It just goes to show like this whole concept of like pulling somebody's brain out and dropping it into some other body is kind of weird because you lose all of the knowledge that's accumulated in your body. So anyway, weird sci-fi. Let's come back into the body. And we always start off with a big exhale, right? The exhale, I go way down to like nothing. So you'll hear my breath as I go down to nothing. And then we're going to do 40 cycles of a intense inhale, serene exhale. Intense inhale, serene exhale. And at the end of the 40th, we're going to exhale all the way down to 0. And then hold it at the bottom with no air, because we've just oxygenated and chi-ified our body, pranified our body. And so that energy is going to sit in the body, and we're going to be able to hold our breath with nothing in our lungs. And if it's 30 seconds, if it's a minute, if it's a minute and a half, if it's 2 minutes, the deeper that you go during the 40 cycles, the longer you'll be able to hold it. So you really want to oxygenate it. You really want to go with the intention that you're going to hold it, let's say for 2 minutes. Do the best that you can, but really put an effort into the deep breathing part. And yeah, you're going to build new neural pathways in the part of the brain that has been dormant because we're in so much agitation in society. So that's what we're letting go of. We're letting go of all those stressors that throw that part of the brain into something that's just sitting there, inactive and unconnected to the rest of the brain, because we're in this agitated state, and we don't kind of shock our system out of it. By doing this breath, we're shocking our system out of that agitation to the point that these new neural pathways are created. And as the research is showing, 4 days, 4 days to have like boosted immunity, 4 days to have reduced anxiety and depression. So, all right. Give cinnamon a chance to get more comfortable. If you want to get warm for this, if you want to even lay down while you're on the hold, you can do that. If you want to do this breathing technique laying on your back, you can. I like to do it sitting upright. So what works for you, and you can experiment with that. All right, so let's go into our deep breathing, and we're going to do 4 cycles of 40, and then we're going to do the very last one. We're going to do something slightly different, which I'll tell you about if you haven't done it already. And so let's begin by exhaling completely. Keep going with the deep breath. More intensity you put in now, the bigger the benefit. Stay focused. Last 10. Last 5. Get ready to exhale and hold. Last one. Inhale. Exhale completely. Start your retention timer. Deep inhale, hold. Let out all the toxins that have accumulated in the breath. So however long it takes for you on the retention hold, at the end of that, again, it doesn't have to be as long as I do it, or it could be longer. Do the deep inhale and hold it at the top for 15 seconds, and then come back. And then we'll come back together after everybody finishes and do the next round. Okay, so let's do our next round. So again, we start with a full exhale. Inhale. Feel in your belly. Feel it in your middle chest. Feel it in your upper chest. Feel the energy coming in on the breath. Feel the joy of the day. Feel the joy of the gift of this new day. By the grace of God, we've been given another day. By the grace of God, we've come together again to teach each other, to be with each other, to help be accountable to each other, to help each other move beyond our blocks, to help each other move beyond our shadows, to continue to come back into this moment, come back into the moment, in this moment, feeling of love and gratitude. And let's focus on breath now. Keep using your belly. The more intense breath, the longer the hold, the longer the hold, the deeper the activation. That's it, keep coming. 10 more. Deeper breaths. Feel the energy all over your body. The tingling sensation all over your body. 3 more. Deeper breaths now. Last breath. Full exhale all the way down to the bottom. And hold. Start your timer. Inhale, hold. Excellent, excellent. All right. We'll do this next one in silence so that we can all feel the breath. Really focus on the intensity of the breath. Bring in as much energy, as much oxygen, as much power as you can with that. Feel like a lion. Feel like a lioness in your breathing. Feel the power that is within you. Feel the intensity. Feel the presence. Be in the moment. Be in the moment as you breathe. All right, so let's fully exhale. That's 20. 20 more. Last 10. Feel the body tingle. Deeper breaths than before. Last 3. Last 1. Full exhale, full exhale. Start your retention timer. Be present. inhale, hold it at the top. Expel all the toxins, expel all the toxic thoughts, expel and let that all dissipate back into the earth, up into the sky. And come back into this moment and realize what a blessing it is to be here together. Right? Oh my gosh, this is so powerful. I'm feeling it more and more every day. More and more. And it's such a pleasure to be here with you. Doing it together and doing it with Cinnamon. Yay! We're all here. Okay, so this one is a little bit different. On the retention, hold at the bottom. Exhale, hold on this one. Move your cushion aside, move your seat aside, and we're going to do whatever is the best push-up that you can do while on the exhale, and do as many as you can. I like to do them slow. Research has shown that doing it slow, this exercise, doing any exercise slow, maximum benefit, shortest amount of time. Ripping out reps are, hey, I did a ton of reps. And doing them slow has the maximum benefit, shortest time. Okay, so we're going to do this one. And let's begin. We'll start with our exhale. So beautiful. I love you. 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 That's 20. Last 10. Last 5. Move your pillow out. Get ready to do push-ups. Get ready with your retention timer. 3, 2. That's big inhale. Full exhale. At the bottom, do as many push-ups as you can. Inhale, hold. What a beautiful meditation, what a beautiful prayer to do this with you. Our intention is to activate our fullest potential, activate all areas of the body and the mind, heal from our traumas, heal from our agitation, bring our minds back to that calm state that is our natural state, that calm alpha brainwave frequency that we would be in if we were living tranquilly in a village where everything was flowing beautifully in a beautiful community, food was in abundance, children running, playing, families and friends being together. That is our future, that is where we're going. Through these practices, we enable our bodies to be able to hold the energy that we're creating. We enable our minds to be fully activated. We enable the power of our intention to manifest. We enable these deeper, more primordial portions of the body and mind that have gone untapped and not understood by Western science. Now it is becoming science. Now it is becoming explained. East is meeting West, and we're integrating together the lessons that we have learned respectively in the East and the West. And the world is coming together, and it's happening. And we're part of it, and this is part of it. And we take care of ourselves, and then we bring in more and more people to these practices. Invite your family, invite your friends as you start to get benefits from this. Bring people into these practices so that we can all come together, let go of all the agitation, let go of all of the societal divisions and separations, dissolve. Let all of this division and separation dissolve so that we can come back together and really live from our hearts instead of from the agitation of our minds. Live moment to moment in love, honor, acceptance, modesty, and we're freaking amazing beings when we let go of all of that agitation. We are all the giant that we have always been when the Lilliputian bad thoughts are let go. We are that Gulliver. We are the Gulliver giant. Metaphorically speaking, we have incredible power within us when we're able to let go of those Lilliputian bad thoughts, those Lilliputian agitations that have held us down. And in some sense, we've allowed it. In another sense, now that we know that they have held us down, and that's not who we really are the giant, then it's our opportunity to take concerted effort and action, to choose our thoughts moment to moment, to choose to come from the heart instead of coming from the agitation of the mind, to choose to come from acceptance and modesty, to choose to come from caring and giving, and to know that this journey is a beautiful journey and that this world is paradise. We live in paradise. This planet, and just go into nature and go anywhere in nature, and it is beautiful. I was looking at the most stark hillsides in Tibet. I was watching Milarepa the other night with a dear friend, and Milarepa is in Tibet, and it's stark rocky territory and beautiful, beautiful. Wherever we are is beautiful. And the people around us are really doing the best that they can, because the mind is a really tricky thing, and we feel like we're experiencing intensity when actually it's whatever patterns have been created in our mind up until that point. So this breathing technique, which is core to our daily morning ritual, this breathing technique gets us out of that agitation, that creates that dystopian filter that we've been viewing the world through. And we can come back to seeing that we are already in utopia. We are already in a beautiful place. Yes, there are people who are still going through their transition, and it takes time, and we invite them in and we accept them in. And whenever anybody is ready to participate with us, please come with us. And, you know, honor and respect to everybody, because it is a challenging journey, and this is the longest journey that we're ever going to take, from our heads back to our hearts. So I'm here with you every day. I admire and respect and appreciate you being here for yourself and for the planet. It starts within for each of us. We each have to take that action to help get out of the agitation that's been, the feeling that's been felt in the world due to where we are in our spiritual evolution. And now we're spiritually evolving from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. And in the Aquarian age, we go back to the Golden Age. We leave this Iron Age behind, all this mental agitation, we let go. And we come back into our true nature. And our true nature is and has always been and will always be, and it's just continuously love and joy and peace and bliss. Let go of all the agitation. Let's retrain our bodies and minds. And with that, how are we doing on time? It's our time. Let's finish off by doing a headstand. Yay. Beautiful day, beautiful day. Honor, love, and respect. And blessings. Until tomorrow morning.